Talk to me. I let you in. Welcome back. Don't go out there, fans. We really appreciate y'all support. Me, Dustin, and Mike, we're all getting together. We had the privilege of seeing the newly released "Talk to Me" A24 release. So it's got to be awesome, right? Where this podcast loves some A24, especially Brian. Just kidding, love you, brother. We just want to do this quick show, do a quick instant reaction. We're not going to jump into too many major spoilers. I mean, we might do a little bit, but we've only seen the movie one time apiece. Dustin was almost a month ago since he saw it, so
Yeah.
he's really got to dig deep past his CTE to remember what happened. Love you, brother. But I'll just kick us off with general thoughts. I thought the movie was pretty good. I won't say it was great personally, but I thought the ending and the end of the movie was really good. I did think it dragged a little bit, after the pretty epic opening scene. And, I did a quick little TikTok, just quick reaction. Even once they get started with the hand and the ritual, it's kind of played off as just like a high school joke kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to take it super serious. But once the action does get going, I thought it was a good movie. But that's just my general thoughts. Mike, you want to go next?
Sure, man. I kind of have very similar thoughts as you. I think, what a grand opening and a grand closing. And then in the middle, it's okay. Like, it does just enough to keep me interested. But there are times where I catch myself looking at my phone or kind of staring off into the distance. But it's enough to keep me coming back. I think it's an interesting concept for a quote-unquote spirit movie or ghost movie, which, again, as I've said many times on this show, not normally my cup of tea. But I think it's just different enough to make me go, oh, okay, that was pretty good. I watched it with Catherine. She liked it as well. It scared the shit out of her. So not that that's very hard. No offense. Love you. But, I mean, it did scare the shit out of her. And it got me a few times, too. So I think they did a really good job of the tense scenes being tense. I like the fact that it was a pretty much all unknown cast. Like, no one that I was really super familiar with. So my expectation bar was kind of low. I think Dustin mentioned that in our group chat as well. Like, I don't know any of these people, so I didn't know what to think about it. And then, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. So I agree with that. I think that helped the movie as well. But like I say about a lot of movies, really good artisan bread on both sides. A really good piece of your favorite fucking bread. And then in the middle, the meat was fine. It was, maybe a little bit overcooked or, undercooked or whatever, but it was edible.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, Nico, you mentioned I saw this movie weeks ago. Regal Cinemas does a Mystery Monday, like every other Monday. They show you a movie that's not released yet. You don't know what it is, don't know what genre it is, nothing. I had some insider information that said I needed to see this movie, but she wouldn't tell me what it was, wouldn't tell me anything about it. So I went, and it turned out to be Talk to Me, and yeah, I liked it a lot. I think of all the horror movies that I've seen this year, I think this is the best one. And I was trying to remember. I've seen quite a few horror movies, new horror movies that were released this year, and so I think that it was a hell of a debut for Danny and Michael. I don't know if it's Filippo, however you say their last name. No disrespect to them. I guess they're the brothers that directed it, and Danny was one of the writers on the movie. I think it was a very strong debut for their first movie. I thought that some of the acting performances were great, particularly Sophie Wilde. I thought she was fantastic. She played Mia. And yeah, I thought the story was good. And they pulled off a lot of what you would want. Like, they didn't overdo things. They didn't make things, a lot of times when you're talking quote unquote ghost movies, you can make things hokey. You can make things kind of silly at times. And I don't think they did that at all. In fact, they did the opposite. They made it about as believable as you could make it, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I thought it was a very good movie.
Very fair. Hard to argue with it. I'll just jump into my pros real quick. Kind of already mentioned them, but like Dustin mentioned, acting I thought was really good. The gore was really good. A lot of some pretty violent scenes, really bloody scenes. I thought they did a really good job with that. The scares, like the appearance, like the effects of the ghost looked really good. The was it dilated eyes? I thought the dilated eyes looked really good, really creepy looking. I thought it was like, even though it was kind of a complaint that it was kind of played off as like just like a high school college joke, it was still it was still a fun concept, because I could see, myself back in high school or something doing that and just playing it off as nothing major. So I thought that was fun. Yeah. There's also some really funny scenes with Mia sucking on this guy's feet and toes. That was caught me off guard. Got the
Nasty
whole audience
ass.
laughing. I thought that was funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But that's just my general thoughts, my positives. Acting great, gore great, some tense scenes. Mike, what are some of your positives?
Yeah, a lot of the same as you, man. I like the acting quite a bit. Especially in the scenes where Mia's kind of being taken over a little bit, or like where there's somebody else within her, if that's what you want to call it. I think really, really tremendous job there of making me believe that she's going through that experience. I think that's great. The effects on the A ghost, but B the gore, especially as my man. I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but I mean, y'all know the opening, and then we know who ends up in the hospital here. Those effects look fantastic, tremendous. My only real complaint, and it's not like a big to do, but it the concept a little bit bugged me only because the opposite of Unico, I wouldn't have been within 10, and I don't even believe, but just because it doesn't sound that fun, I don't think I would have been within 10 feet of this hand, just in case. Like, I don't believe, but I'm probably wrong. I'm wrong a lot of the time anyway. So, like, I might want to steer clear of this hand game everybody's playing. I think I'll just go get drunk and let the liquor talk like my boy Dustin. Oh, sorry.
Well, you know how high schoolers are. They love a good hand job. But I think that this, as far as positives go, yeah, a lot of the acting was great. I thought the family dynamic was pulled off very well between Sue, Jade, and Riley. The gore was great. The opening was very strong because as we're dropped in to this like house party and we see someone just on a warpath to find his brother. We don't know what the hell's going on, and then he finds him, and then holy shit! Like it was just so shocking how that first, I don't know, 3 minutes unfolded. I thought that was great. And Nicoh, you mentioned the dilated pupils. When I saw the trailer the first time, the thing that popped into my mind was holy shit. They look like Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit. Like they looked like they had the all black contacts in. But and then also you mentioned how they kind of played it off as this like high school joke, high school prank thing. I think I took that a little bit differently. I think it's like you get high schoolers around and they're doing something they know they shouldn't do. It's almost like it's a rush to them. It's almost like high schoolers trying pot or the alcohol for the first time. It's like, getting this rush out of this. And like, I know we shouldn't be doing this, but that's part of the fun. So I took it more of that. I think it's more of that. They knew they shouldn't be messing with this supernatural stuff, but it was like a rush to them. And so it was something that they enjoyed doing because it was taboo. Um, also, yeah, the gore, the special effects were great. I think I don't want to hate being so vague by saying the word cinematography, but you know what you're getting in an A24 movie. Like they're going to be shot more of a artsy style anyway. I don't think this one is as over the top as a lot of A24 movies, but there's some really beautiful lighting and atmosphere that they created in this movie, and it created some really cool shots with the camera. And so, especially when it came to, I thought when Mia's mom would be in the picture, certain scenes with her, I thought that there was some great shots in there with her. But yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few positives on the movie. I could talk for a lot longer about things that I actually remember.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun one to review down the road for sure. Let's jump into our negatives real quick. We're gonna keep this, just kind of a short show. Just give the audience our quick thoughts. Negatives, I've already kind of mentioned it, but I felt like the movie did after its really epic opening scene, kind of was a little slow. Didn't really keep the pacing up as well. Uh, like I mentioned, I thought them gathering together at someone's house, playing it off as like they're just smoking weed, but they're really like delving into the supernatural or the spiritual world or whatever. It did come across to me as just they're just not taking it super serious. They're not serious enough, I would put, because I mean, the little brother, he gets fucked up in this movie. Spoiler alert. I guess that was a spoiler, but fuck it. You chose to listen to this. Uh, the ending, I did like it. Do you think there's going to be a sequel?
I don't. Honestly, here, answer me this: how many A24 films get sequels?
True.
Only it.
X, Pearl, and Maxine's the only
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
think of.
I read. I'm pretty sure I read today they already filmed the prequel. No.
For Talk to Me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they filmed it
Oh.
at the same time,
Oh,
like they
I haven't
did
seen
with
it.
X and Pearl. Yeah.
I was unaware of that, but I was thinking I it's not typically something that studio does, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't hate it. I also don't think it's super necessary, but
No.
I'll watch it.
Supposedly, the prequel they filmed takes place leading into the fucking badass opening that we get in this movie. So I guess we're gonna find out what the hell
But,
happened before that.
but
Why?
do we need that?
No, I agree with you.
Because when
I
she goes
completely
to
agree with you.
see Homeboy's brother and he's like, leaving the hell alone and all this, like I feel like that showed us enough that this thing destroyed their family. Obviously, his brother's dead, and we see how it affects Mia, Jade, and Riley, this whole group of friends. And so, like, I feel like we can fill in the blanks. We know what happened before they game. The only thing I would be interested in seeing if we're talking prequel is go all the way back and show us whose hand it is and what kind of life
Yeah.
they led, and let us know why this damn thing is possessed years later.
I would be fine with seeing that, but I don't need another. I don't need to see the brother's story or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah. One more thing, one more con before you go, Mike. Mia, she was good actress. Did a phenomenal job. Her character was a little frustrating to me personally. She was kind of annoying. She was obviously still kind of feeling her friend's boyfriend, which was that's how girls are, I guess. They can be a little evil, but she was a little annoying, but she did a fine job. She was a good actress. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I thought I had all my. I kind of shared all my thoughts, man. Sorry.
You good?
Oh, you're
So
good.
I'll drop a couple then. I agree. The ending was good. I wish it was more. I don't want to say clear. I want to stay away from that.
No,
Because a
I'm
lot
with
of
you there.
A24 movies are a little bit, or a lot of A24 movies are more confusing than this one was. I don't think this one was, but I don't like how I don't like that for so long it was left to interpretation about what happened to Mia's mom. Like I think that was an
Yep.
unnecessary
I agree with you there.
storyline that they added there.
I agree with you.
And as far as Mia, also I get what you're saying about how her character was a little frustrating, and she kind of had a thing for her best friend's boyfriend. But let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you how the real world works, pal.
You just quoted a smart man. You're welcome. Thank you.
Who started that quote?
Me.
I can't even remember.
So that's how Mike Settle special right there. Tell you the real world works.
I couldn't remember if that was you or Brian or Dustin.
That was me, brother.
People have emotions, and Mia was just trying to figure out the difference between an enzyme and a hormone. You can't hear an enzyme, and then also I don't like how short of an exposure to the song "Chandelier" by Sia we got, because that is a fantastic song. I could have used more of that.
It is a banger.
But I digress. Go ahead.
Then they just left the kangaroo to die in the middle of the road. Like, what kind of shit was that?
Running over.
I like how that came back into play.
Yeah.
With Riley, like I like how the flashbacks and all that. A callback to that. I like that. But at the same time, too, you got to think of high school girls. Does she have the heart? I know you want to put it out of its misery, but does a high school girl really have the heart to take a life? I like how they showed that struggle.
That's fair.
Personally.
But still,
I got to run it over, man.
I'm going to let it die. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Man, I talk about that in the movie. Well, I'll save it.
We're savages.
No, it's not being honestly that's the polite thing to do. Like that kangaroo was on that struggle bus, man.
They're also Australian. Everything's upside down there.
That's true. In the words of "End is the World,"
When they
fucking
flush the toilet,
kangaroos.
the water goes the opposite direction. It's crazy down there.
As Michael Cole would say, this is Bizarro Land.
If Jessica Biel from Texas Chainsaw Massacre was there, she'd just go stab it in the stomach and just let it suffer more.
That's a goddamn.
That's a great movie. Anywho, back to Talk to Me. I'm pretty good with this reaction. We're not going to dive too deep into it.
Yeah, I
We
don't want
only
to
saw
spoil
it
too
one time
much.
apiece.
Sure.
And I'll just go one more time with some final thoughts. A24, I thought they did a fine job. Another good movie. I won't say it's great, but I did like it, enjoyed it. We'll definitely watch it again. Probably buy it when it comes out. I'm looking forward to reviewing it down the road whenever it does come out on Blu-ray or digital. I'm looking forward to the review. And I do appreciate A24 because they make some weird stuff, but at least it's original. It's not a sequel or a requel or a reboot from something 30 years ago from a different franchise. So whether you think the movies are weird or unnecessary, I just appreciate the different, something different and it being original. So yeah, Talk to Me. I think it's a solid movie, and if you're thinking about going to see it, go see it. Go see it. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you guys because I thought about this. We talked about doing this, this kind of instant reaction show. This movie didn't get a lot of marketing, not a lot of buzz, a lot of more word of mouth style. What do you prefer on a horror movie? Because there seems to be a lot of chatter about that, how these big box office movies get all this marketing. People go see it. That's kind of what keeps the horror genre alive. And then you get sleeper hits like this that kind of grow off of word of mouth. I think there's a place for both. But if you're A24 and you're kind of sitting with something that's pretty original that could be potentially big, wouldn't you consider marketing that more? Like, what do you guys think? Like, because honestly, I didn't even hear of this movie until Dustin went and saw it. I had no idea what it was. So I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts because it was a discussion last week on Twitter or X or Z or whatever the fuck it's called now. It's just it was a discussion on there that I thought was interesting. That there were people even that worked on the movie thought that this should have gotten more marketing budget behind it. So I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts.
I don't know that it's again back to what I said with the sequel. I don't know that that's A24 style though. I hear
Yeah,
you,
sure.
But I can't think of any A24 movie really that I see a ton of that. The one that I've seen advertised for the most is the upcoming movie about the Von Erich family, and that's just because I'm very tapped into professional wrestling, and so I see it in those groups.
Friday Night at Freddy's or that whatever that is.
Freddy's.
Yeah,
that's A24.
Yeah, that's A20. Oh, that's Blumhouse. Never mind. Sorry, wrong theater.
Yeah.
Or wrong studio.
I was gonna say, I did go to A24's website today though, and I saw that Megan Thee Stallion has a movie coming out called Dix the Musical. So I know you're excited about that, Mike. But so honestly,
I am.
My thing is, as you guys know, I got a Regal Unlimited subscription this year, and so I go to Unlimited Movies for $18 a month or whatever it is. And so a lot of the times how I heard about this movie was it was a preview. There was a trailer that played before I saw, I think it was Scream, when I went to see Scream 6. And so that's how I've heard about a lot of the horror movies I've seen this year was the trailers that they show before the movies. And so at least it did get that. And I saw it a couple other times when I would go to the theater this year. And so I think the marketing is okay on this one, but I agree. This is a good enough movie to where it would be cool to see it have more of a spotlight.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to agree with you, Dustin. I thought the marketing was okay because if you go on like YouTube, the trailers have a lot of views. But if you go on something like a TikTok, which is really, really influential right now with people going to see movies, didn't really see a lot of Talk to Me stuff on there. Like something like Smile, Scream, obviously, Megan, with the dancing. Those three movies got some really good marketing, and Talk to Me didn't have anything like that.
I don't want to go off on a tangent, but Smile's marketing was so good, and the movie was such a disappointment as a result of it.
No,
I wish I hadn't seen. I was so overexposed to Smile that by the time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that was it."
And again, I mean, I think you're absolutely correct. I definitely think that played into why Nicoh hates it so much, is because he got really hyped for it, and then You know what I mean? Like, and the same thing with me. Like, they did such a great job making that trailer look awesome. Go into the movie thinking, oh, this is going to be different and unique, and it's same old shit. You know, like I understand the bad side of overselling too, but I don't think that happened with Megan. I liked Megan okay.
Megan was pretty good.
I like Megan. I thought it was a good movie. It was fun.
That's why, like I told you guys before, I got the Regal Unlimited, I gave up watching trailers altogether.
Sure.
I had no interest in watching a trailer, didn't give a shit, and it was because of Barbarian. Barbarian's trailer made it look so good, and but it looked like a completely different movie. I felt like I got the rug pulled from underneath me. Barbarian was a fine movie, but I just felt like that was bait and switch right there, and so I lost faith in trailers.
Yeah, final thoughts. Halloween ends. That's all I'm going to say.
Dang, yeah, fuck that movie.
That's Nico's favorite.
Dustin, you final thoughts on Talk to Me?
Yeah, definitely recommend it. I was driving the hype train there for a while after I saw it. Any chance I got to tweet about it or X about it, that sounds dirty. Anytime I got a chance to post about it on social media, I was trying to steer people to go watch it, and I'm still driving that train. So definitely recommend it. Yeah, I'm telling you, A24, I know that a lot of their movies is interesting. But I saw Beau is Afraid. I saw Beau is Afraid, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Then I watched this, and I'm like, "Oh, this is really good." So this restored my faith in A24 for what Beau is Afraid did to me.
I also appreciate this movie's runtime because in the in the time of 3.5 hour epics that we keep fucking getting, a movie that didn't take up the majority of my time. Perfect. Chef's kiss on the runtime. Great job, everyone.
Yeah, it was a good runtime, but I still did kind of feel the 95 minutes in the beginning. But it picked the pace up.
I felt it a little bit at times because the theater that when I went to see it, it was nothing but in that place. We're talking a jam-packed house, people hanging from the rafters, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. And the guy that was sitting beside me to my right, he was the most interesting guy I've ever met. He kept saying, "Oh heck, oh shoot!" I was like, "Get me out of
here." Dude, you can't end it any better.
All right, well, let's just wrap this up now. Appreciate all of our fans for listening. If you listen to this or if you see these just a preview, go check out the movie. It's definitely worth a watch. Go support these. I don't know. Would you even consider this an indie movie? Go support A24 movies. They keep pumping out original content. You can't knock that against them. Well, horror movie wise, anyways, I don't really see the point of another fucking Elvis movie. But anywho, their horror movie stuff is original, and I like that. So definitely go check them out. We appreciate all our fans, and y'all have a good one. Talk to me.